Hey everyone, please do me a favor and share this with everybody you know. We were just talking on a normal, having a normal conversation, doing some business related stuff, and I just decided to record it and let y'all into my life.
First of all, this nigga is a neurological pediatrician. So that means he worked with kids. He has worked with kids. You know what I'm saying? Little black kids. You know what I'm saying? But he got his shoe polish in his front junk, you know what I'm saying, near his stethoscope. He like, you know what I'm saying? He gonna give little Johnny a little lollipop, his shoe polish in the bottom drawer. But anyway, melanin as well as baby body parts is big business. Like, out of all the agencies in the government that make money and don't make money, and Planned Parenthood is one of those that make money. The post office don't make money, even though they getting business from FedEx and Amazon and all that shit. They still running like a $12 billion deficit. Like every year, and it grows. They increase the prices on all that shit and they offer you less. They still not making money. But Planned Parenthood make money?
And you know what else?
You know
Let's talk about that blood. So yeah, let's talk about the blood. They're about to start selling the blood of young kids, right? Because...
You mean they about to start making it mainstream? Because I guarantee you, niggas been paying with black cards for that kid blood. That scary kid blood, that's the whole thing when it comes to like Northam. Because it's certain companies like STEM Express. And STEM Express was working with Planned Parenthood to where they were buying the body parts from them. They were saying, oh, we were just shipping it to them. But then people from STEM Express were saying, we ain't shipped, we were there. They were actually sometimes in the room when the abortion was going on, telling the doctor how to administer abortion so he doesn't damage the fetus a certain way so they can sell it for a higher price. You know what I'm saying? And so the more money you make is dependent on how much of a developed child you can have. So that means if you live in an area, if I'm a company and you look at it from a business standpoint, and my business is buying baby body parts, the companies that make the most money are the companies that have the longer developed fetuses, and they pay more money for it. So that means like areas like New York and in California that passed legislation to allow like longer term abortions, make it to where these people come in and they buy these body parts and they sell them on the black market, wherever. Before it was an issue, they actually had an order form on their website, and on the order form on the website you can pick like lungs, certain types of tissues or whatever. You know what I'm saying? The lady who started this company, STEM Express, and her sister was health advisor for like John Boehner, and she went to school. And so it's like her sister started the company STEM Express, but she worked for John Boehner. Her sister went to school at UVA and worked under an intern at like some children's hospital, and worked in children's tissue or something, like human tissue.
Yeah. So
she get a degree dealing with human tissue, and then her sister started a company buying and selling baby body parts from Planned Parenthood.
And like you said, in New York, it was more abortions than it was black babies born.
Exactly. And you think about it, was like last year was like 1.6 million black babies. I don't know if it's black babies. I won't even go that hard. But I believe it could be true because when Kamala Harris was Attorney General, and Project Veritas put out the videos. They put out some of the videos, snippets of them talking to people from Planned Parenthood and STEM Express about exchanging money for baby body parts. After them went viral, Kamala Harris had their offices raided, and they prosecuted the niggas and in the videos who made the videos, and they destroyed all the tapes.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying? Those the mothers they put in front of you. What's the she did the other day? She was on Breakfast Club talking about how she used to smoke weed and listen to Snoop Dogg and Tupac. When you graduated in the 80s, like, them niggas weren't even out there.
Exactly.
Like, what is she talking about? Like, it's like, yo, she's so obviously a parent. It's the other video, I don't know if you've seen, like, her and Montel Williams.
Mm-mm.
Ain't that the talk show host?
Yeah, go ahead and do it.
Yeah, so it's like video of her at the red carpet, you know what I'm saying, him and his daughter on one side, and then like, you know what I'm saying, she on the other side, and he like talking to people, she's standing back like, oh, Montel. He got the glasses on like coolest nigga in the world. Cause Montel was getting it popping back then. Like he was that Ryan Seacrest type nigga. I think on the love. You know what I'm saying? He probably, what he doing now? He's just holding like infomercials now. But she with Montel Williams, you know what I'm saying? And then she with some 60-year-old dude who's married and also a politician. Like she was going to major events with like cameras and people around with Montel Williams, and then like the mayor of San Francisco to his 60th birthday party when she 29 and he married, and she in, you know what I'm saying, in pictures like look at me. It's your opportunist, man. I swear, like, everybody know a person like that, and it's like, yo, it ain't.
Oh my god.
And like I'm telling you, this nigga Trump don't got no filter. When they get, she get down to the nitty gritty, like that nigga he gonna spray us with some random shit. It's gonna be some awkward moments. I can't wait to see it myself. You know what I'm saying? But it's like she got terrible wreckage. You know what I'm saying? He think he slick. He gonna first he in blackface. You know what I'm saying? He get caught in the blackface, and then after that he like, you know what? First I'm gonna make Arthur Ashe. That's what he did first. He was like, I'm gonna go ahead and make this Arthur Ashe Boulevard right here, cause niggas love that. Even though, how many Arthur Ashe matches did you seen? You know what I'm saying? And you pulled up like, you know what? I'm gonna go watch me an Arthur Ashe tennis match from the 80s, wherever he played. And on top of that, the tax cut where he give niggas $110 back.
$110 on our state taxes.
You know what I'm saying? $110 on this thing, you know what I'm saying? Like, when you come up with that number, like, it's a girl like, I need about $100 for my nails and then $10 for gas, daddy. It's like, that's exactly what he did. No. It isn't documented probably, but it was 1.6 million babies aborted last year. You know what I'm saying?
And let's not forget about the missing children.
You know what I'm saying? Missing children too. Especially like I do believe that different children, like different skin types, different blood types, you know, just different walks of life, they provide something exotic that we don't even understand.
Oh yeah, because the dude, the watch out, whatever, he keeps on getting heart transplants for a reason.
Oh
like
yeah,
they getting the heart transplants and that blood. They said they feel young again. Like the blood, when they put the young blood in their body, like people's hair is going from gray back to black. And
that's the thing, is like, if you think about it, like when it comes to like blood and I believe water has memory. And if water has memory and blood, a good portion of blood is water. That means that the blood has memory of what has gone on within the body, as opposed to a younger person that doesn't have the same toxins created by memory within that blood, to where it enters your body and it almost cleanses everything else. And so that's almost what the baby blood does for people. But the older the children are, the older the fetuses are or whatever, the more money you get from it, because the more effective it is. So that means that a neurological pediatrician like Ralph Northam should know and does know these things before deciding, thinking like his example that he gave. He decided to give this example, but it needed to be this type of example, the bill that he was supporting, to where he was saying that, you know, the mother would have the child and we would resuscitate the child. He made the example like, oh, it may be a child who has complications at birth and he need to be resuscitated. Saying like, after we resuscitate the child, we have a conversation with the mother and decide if we want to abort the baby or not. So it's like, after the baby born, you want to kill the child and have a discussion based off some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? And then they continue to change the laws, and to make it to where it's easier and easier for you to do it. First they say it's a doctor, then now they say it's like any health practitioner. And people are like, oh, just a health practitioner? It can be somebody who's just a doula. You know what I'm saying? Like, how much no offense to no doulas, but I guarantee you need a whole lot less certification to be a doula than a fucking neurosurgeon or something like that. You know what I'm saying? But the person who a doula can decide if, go ahead and kill this baby that you just gave birth to. I consent to it. Like, get the fuck out of here. You know what I'm saying? That's what become a market to where it's like a whole lot of doulas, because you can become a doula a whole lot easier. You become a doctor who can certify some abortions. You know what I'm saying? But STEM Express is just one of hundreds of companies that we never talk about that work with Planned Parenthood, and they buy these baby body parts from them, and they give them money for that. the thing about some of these people you gotta look out for is like, who are their top donors? You know what I'm saying? So locally, before even talking about Ralph Northam, you'll have somebody who can be a delegate in some area to where you don't even vote in, but this person can be voted in some random area in Surrey County and propose a bill that affects the whole state. You know what I'm saying? If the governor, whoever side or whoever back him, happens to come into office, you know, and then it all depends on that. So Ralph Northam got like $3 million from Planned Parenthood. You know what I'm saying?
What?
Yeah, 3.5 million. You know, and if you think about it, if that stuff didn't come out, he wouldn't have been governor, but he's governor now. But he would have signed that bill to allow late-term abortions or abortions, like killing the babies after they were born. But he's a pediatrician, a neurological pediatrician, somebody who deals with babies outside of the womb, like premature babies, all of that. So he has firsthand experience. You know what I'm saying? So if you eating food, it's one thing to like, you know, some people may be squeamish when it comes to like eating, like killing something and then eating it as opposed to just being at the grocery store. But he the person who just like he's seen it. You know what I'm saying? He understands it. He feels it differently than somebody who just looking at a skewed up, a post on some website that wants to pander towards one side or the other. You know what I'm saying? And he understands the information without all the filters. And without all the filters, he's still someone who, like, you know, after the baby born, you know, you can kill the baby. Then on top of that, a situation to where, like it is right now in New York, and the first case just happened recently to where the dude killed this woman. She killed the woman. She was pregnant, and he was charged with like her murder, but he wasn't charged for the child's murder. You know what I'm saying? But that was a child that she wanted to keep. You know what I'm saying? And so it almost makes it to where it's like it doesn't even exist no more. It doesn't have any rights. But you make it to where people might be willing to like do something to where I just get a little assault charge. You know what I'm saying? And then I killed the baby. Ain't nothing else you can do. As opposed to beforehand, it won't like that. And I really don't see how that's moving forward. But that's the dude who wanted to allow that shit to happen in Virginia is the same dude wearing blackface. You know what I'm saying?
And the same person that's our governor.
You know what I'm saying? The same nigga, yo. Like, you gotta look at these cats and look at the things that they do and how much time they spend. They pander in public to people, but on the low, they just, you know, they taking away people's rights. They charge you more here, charge you more there. And you like, next thing you know, it's like, my state taxes done went up. It's like, yeah, he been doing it. They been doing it. You know what I'm saying? But every year, everything around us go up. But the reason, even from a local standpoint, things go up a lot of times is because the people who are in power, they creating larger deficits because of their spending things that we don't see.
Yeah, you just know? Like them spending on vacations and stuff.
Spending all types of vacations, you know what I'm saying? And spending on vacations and things for themselves and luxuries. Well, LeVar Stoney right now, he has like it's like a $3 billion, $4 billion plan to build a stadium out here. And it's like the money, even his firm he had to add the numbers up ain't even matching up. You know what I'm saying? But nobody talking about that. But it's like, but he wants to pretty much use up all of our discretionary fund money that we use in Richmond to like fund this stadium that he says is going to generate all this money. And it's pretty much, he said it's going to create like 50,000 jobs. It's really going to create like maybe like a couple thousand jobs. And their projections are based off the fact that they saying that a certain amount of people are going to spend on average like $476 when they go to the stadium. So like, who is gonna Beyonce? Who's gonna be at the stadium that you building and gonna encompass all of downtown? You know what I'm saying? That whole project with that they have right now, where they did with like the GRTC and they near VCU where they changed up, they put the bus stop and all other shit. They just did that to make things look beautiful, but they spent millions of dollars to do all that shit.
And the sad part is, low income people are having trouble with those new bus routes and stuff now.
I mean, that's the thing.
So what was the what?
But that's the thing. He's not even the thing. People don't realize, like people like him, he doesn't care about Richmond. He cares about his own political future. He wants to be like Andrew Cuomo and like make a bridge or some shit and have it named after him, have Stoney Stadium. I guarantee that's what they trying to do. They trying to have Stony Stadium. And I don't know wherever they're gonna call it, and make it to where he was and then it's part of something that's on his resume to move to like higher office or something. You know what I'm saying? So it's like things in which they trying to do, dude. You're not even gonna see if they actually like is going to generate profit till like 5 years after it was like the project finished. And he'd be long gone by then, you know what I'm saying? But like, can say like, oh, I got this on my books right there. You seen that joint? That's the same thing they're doing with the joint over there by the college. It's like, so you gonna build a bus station for kids in college who like not even the taxpayers in your state.
And we like to ride, Richmond like to ride bikes.
Meanwhile,
city.
Out here, niggas is sitting on milk crates out here by the bus stop, and I'm like, shit dangerous as hell. He close to the road like a motherfucking skinny sidewalk. Nigga over here just got an old chair from the woods. He just sitting on it, waiting to get on the bus, going because that's where the people who actually in town, black people, the taxpayers, as opposed to some shit in front of some freshman dorm. Around a Panera Bread and some sneaker stores.
Exactly, where people are riding bikes and skateboarding. Like, I'd be freaking skating. Like, what?
Exactly. So it's like, actually do nothing. It just make it it's a pain in the ass when you kind of driving by there. I mean, it look nice. You got money. It's like a nigga throwing on the chain like, oh, nigga, yeah. That's exactly what he did. And he trying to do the same thing with the stadium. And he lying about how much money it's going to produce. You know what I'm saying? Like, we going to run a deficit off it. And on top of that, he going to... For years, we're going to have to use up all of our discretionary spending money, which is like in the millions. It's around like 20, 30 million. So it's like for at least 10 years, we're going to have to use up that money, plus pay back the loans for the stadium. And to help pay back the loans, we'll have to raise taxes, which they ain't talking about right now, but they're going to raise state taxes. They already did it in like, you can look at certain areas like New York. Right now, New York and like the new tax plan, it's an issue with certain people because of the laws passed in New York, state taxes, to make it to where they get taxed more than the average person in a different state.
Yeah, Amazon changed their mind about building their headquarters out there. They're moving it to Virginia now. And New York people are mad because it was like you was about to bring 50,000 jobs out here, and now you saying, we don't know about that.
And this is the thing too. He was given like $10 or $20 million in grant money to. After he decided to build this stadium over Amazon, after Jeff Bezos decided to build a stadium in like Northern Virginia, and saying he was going to create like $120,000 type jobs or whatever. I don't even understand what that is going to be, but it's like the jobs that he's creating, that he pretty much is paying people with the money that grant money he was given in taxpayer money for Virginia. So it's like, yeah, you hire a bunch of people who make $200,000, it end up coming up to around like maybe like $2 million a year, but we gave you like 10-20 million. So we paying for these workers. But if you feel like, you think about how much your city or these people who elected think of you. If they think that you better off giving Amazon $20 million in grant money than the people who live in the city to create more than 5,000 jobs.
Yeah, we could create jobs our freaking self.
Exactly.
Like both of us don't even work. We stay here now. Like, we know how, if we can get money without being at a company, we know how to teach other people how to get money.
Exactly. But that's what happened when you let the government control how your city move. And then all it's going to do is it's like it creates artificial growth in the city, because Amazon being so big, they can go to a city, give a bunch of people a job at a certain price, and these people then go buy property in some of the areas around it, but that's not indicative of everything going on in that city. And so they around, and it's like 1,000 people, or maybe like around like 400 or 500 people, making everything expensive. You know what I'm saying? Because these niggas paying this, so that's how much it costs now. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Everybody else making a whole lot less. Mm-hmm. And then make it to where everything else is expensive around you. But it's like if you want to do something like that, you gotta create it organically. They want to exist somewhere where that should exist. People around it, cool. That's one thing, but not when it don't exist here. And then we gonna subsidize them to do that. So we subsidizing them to make our shit worse. You know what I'm saying? It's like I'm around over here like, nigga, Give me 20 racks.
Yeah, 20,000. We can do a lot. Like,
Give me
what?
20 racks. That's all I need. And you over here, y'all getting these niggas millions. It's
Exactly,
like,
for one idea when we got like 50 ideas for money. Like, what?
these niggas they ain't nothing but a big storage room. With inventory storage room. Like this inventory storage room gonna control the narrative in Virginia. You know what I'm saying? They gonna raise prices up in Virginia because Northern Virginia already expensive, but that's where they were trying to build and train to come from here to Richmond. They trying to do that.
Yeah, the gentrification, like.
They trying to make it to where these niggas gonna be living in Richmond area, but taking some train up to Northern Virginia to some Amazon place, but they live down here, making everything out here artificially expensive. And niggas is like, yeah, Amazon jobs. Like,
exactly, and it's not even a freaking stable job. Like, it's so the structure of how it even works. Like, they when I was working there at one point, they were giving out cars left and right. Oh, car house, are you working at Amazon? And then when they realized that, oh, it's not stable, these people aren't, they getting fired after 3 months. They like, oh no, actually, yeah, you're not gonna get this car. Yeah,
man. So I mean, I see that happening, but that's the thing is like if you don't push for people in schools and teachers to like teach kids like things from an entrepreneurial standpoint, and you just teach them the old way of doing things, because the whole point of the Department of Education was to steer. You know what I'm saying? She had a case to where she was withholding evidence. The judge found out about it and overturned 600 cases at once. You know what I'm saying? It's a dude who got a company called Project Veritas, and they do a bunch of undercover videos. And he got undercover videos from when Kamala Harris was district attorney in California, and they were talking to this lady from STEM Express, and some other people from Planned Parenthood, and they were talking about buying baby body parts, at different prices, and like, cutting corners to get what you need, and almost like a concierge type service to where whatever you need, we got you. You know what I'm saying? You need this type of lung, you need.
Yeah, our government is the plugs for everything. Like the drugs, they the plug for that, for the body, everything.
That's crazy. So the thing about it is like, the more people abort babies, the more money they make. And the more babies that are being aborted are black babies. If they passed that law that Ralph Northam was willing to sign in the law, make it law, they passed that bill, he was signed, and it would have led to more black babies being killed. More black people that do not exist in this world by the same dude, a law passed by the same dude who wearing blackface because he liked Michael Jordan. Or maybe he was in the Ku Klux Klan hood. And at the end of the day, he was the president of the school. And so if he was the president of the school,
he's representing the school on top of that.
And so you asking the president what pictures you want to put in there. Why your name Goose Coon Man? Like, get the fuck out of here.
And then the other guy in the government, whatever, he was the editor for the yearbook. And then I just don't like how he went from, oh yeah, that was me, to, after talking to some people, it just came back to me that, that wasn't me. Like, how it's you gonna sit there and change up?
Like, everybody that been in a lie to seen the nigga and he come out, you remember when I was saying that? No, what I had really meant, you know what I'm saying? Like we seen the video of the dude, he be like making a bunch of cheating on his girl videos, and the nigga had she found a condom, and he was like, this got blue in there, which the nigga start blowing up the condom. It's a blue in my ass, look.
Exactly.
It was like you just staying with that lie. It's like, oh, bro, I get it. It's like,
but let's not.
He about to make a puppy with a Magnum condom, like.
Yeah, but that whole blackface, that's a distraction. Yeah, we're gonna address that, but yeah, we're addressing that on the small scale right now because it's a distraction.
It's such a distraction, and I'm telling you, you can take out whatever technology we got, whatever going on. It's the same metrics being used to decide what each side is going to do a lot of times. And when it comes to like racism and things of that nature, a lot of times those things are used to cover what actually we should be talking about. We spend our times dealing with something that that takes up 1% of our lives, as opposed to the things that take up 98%. We just put it in the back, and we don't even pay attention to it. And then the rest of our life is just consumed by entertainment that we watch on TV, and we just argue about what they did. And you know what I'm saying? Even though they ain't even woke them.
And then the freaking and then the blackface thing just happened to come out in Black History Month. All this crap just happened to come out in Black History Month. Like, come on.
And then the other thing is like, the thing about some of it is like, we conjured it up and we don't realize we do it, to where sometimes you're looking for it physically, but then sometimes mentally you just looking for it. Subconsciously we look for these things that oppress us through this medium or this medium. So we talking about blackface, and then it's like, then merchandise that has blackface, and it's almost like we finding it without even really like a whole lot of effort, because we all connected and we all have different details of how to find it, and we spread it, and then it turned viral.
And then they sitting there passing bills and stuff while we over here worried about blackface and all types of dumb entertainment stuff. They over here signing bills, freaking doing stuff under the cover. Like, man,
it's two types of bills going on. Like the same chick who like proposed that bill, the abortion bill that he supported, she also proposed a bill to like protect caterpillars. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you gonna kill babies, but you protecting baby butterflies?
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like to where it's like you can find a person for killing butterflies. Like, my nigga, like if the butterflies were producing stem cells like that, they'd probably be like, hey, hold on, cuz we got, you do what you want to with them jokes. Yeah, man, it's unfortunate, for real. But I mean, for real, right now, we talk about racism and some of it to the point where it's like we create it. So it's like, you want to be a great person, you want to have a big house, you have a vision board of things that you want in your life. But if because of the political climate and the things that they should suggest that we should spend our times talking about, if we take that bait, it makes it to where you just consuming yourself with a bunch of some word salad bullshit that don't really mean nothing, as opposed to things that. And I think the thing you need to understand when it comes to some of these people is you need to look and see how they were taught, like where they came from. So it's like, of course, her area, or where she came from, is like more of a liberal area, to where a bunch of homeless people and people who be overdosing on shit. That's where she come from, and that's the area that she runs. You know what I'm saying? That has gotten perpetually worse and worse over time. And her logic and her ideas are based off of things that she was taught by her father. Her father, who was like some radical professor at USC and Stanford. You know what I'm saying? In the 70s.
Yep, just like Obama.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And so
with the socialist
this
thing.
nigga got hundreds of papers talking about doing it in a manner to where it's like, that's socialism and poverty. If you wanted to work out how you think it's gonna work, it's gonna be socialism and poverty. And so the things that she does right now are based on the things her father thinks is right. Her father was the one who thought the Soviet Union was a good idea. You know what I'm saying? So when they had the State of the Union speech and the nigga said something about how this country would never be a socialist country, they were pandering to her, and she kind of like just like lowered her eyes and shook her head like, whatever, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like, because that's her pops was on some socialist shit. He was a Marxist. But, you know what I'm saying? That's neither here nor there, because Donald Harris, I guess he ain't president, so it's funny, his name Donald and her pop's name Donald, so it's like she already probably spent all her life looking up to a Donald. Now her president is Donald Trump, you know what I'm saying, who fucking despises. And it's so funny because it's like being black and understand like, oh, I got some aunts like that, you know what I'm saying? Like, my mom might even act like her a little bit, so it's like, I already know how they tick niggas button, you know what I'm saying? They poke, they button, and I already know, oh man.